Yo, this your boy Warmer. New to the YouTube gang. I got another reaction for y'all. Mavericks, Mark Cuban. I had to talk about this. News dropped about a couple hours or two ago. That Donnie Nelson sued the Dallas Mavericks, said he was fired for reporting a sexual misconduct, and team denies claim. Now, I'm not gonna read this whole paragraph. Uh, But I have read it, but I'm not gonna read the whole thing there because I wanted to see what it was. But basically, Donnie Nelson sued the Dallas Mavericks because he felt like Mark Cuban fired him because for retaliation for reporting it. Now, a lot of this on here is not interesting to only part of Israel is this part right here. Everything Cuban denied Nelson's allegation on the email to ESPN. Everything in that filing is a lie. Cuban wrote, "We did multiple complete investigations. The only person that did not live up to the standards of the Dallas Mavericks was Mr. Nelson," which is interesting. He was fired as a result. He was well aware of the investigation and he refused to fully participate. I will say it again, everything he said is a lie. Now, the guy's name is Jason Layton, I think is what his name is, who's supposed to be, according to this article, Mark Cuban right-hand man. And that guy said, I also denied the allegation in the email to ESPN. So there's a lot going on. But then as you keep reading, this part right here caught my eye right here. Nelson did not find out about the allegation February 16 is an incident involving Leighton or a subsequent settlement for an undisclosed amount that his nephew, Donnie Nelson's nephew, quietly reached with the team until 5 months later, after he and Cuban had begun discussing extending his contract for 10 years, the lawsuit says. Now, that's interesting to me because, from my understanding, this nephew of Donnie Nelson is in his 20s. This is a grown man, basically. And this happened on February 16th in an All-Star Ring in Chicago. But this settlement was done, but Donnie Nelson said he didn't know anything about it. This is his nephew. All right, he is a GM himself. So he did not know about this. So it continues. At that point, Nelson confronted Cuban, said alleged activities was putting the Mavericks employees in the Detroit organization at risk, according to the lawsuit. Now, at this point, if Mark Cuban first of all, let me say this. Nelson called himself confronted Mark Cuban because he didn't know about it until they started talking about his contract extension. And that's all how this all come about. And that's where supposedly, according to Donnie Nelson, that Mark Cuban, part of that negotiation of his contract extension, offered $52 million for him to sign a waiver, a solid waiver after that. Here's my thing. First of all, for Mark Cuban, if that is true, there was a settlement made with Donnie Nelson's nephew based on your right-hand man, that's a problem. That's a problem in itself because that should not be happening again. This should not be happening. Now you can't stop another grown person actions because you're not around them. You can't tell them what to do because Jason himself is a grown man himself. But if you got some people like that in your organization, that is a problem. Now supposedly Mark Cuban hired a woman named Cynthia Marshall to investigate into situations like this. Now according to Mark Cuban, they have it didn't find nothing. But yet there was a settlement made with Donnie Nelson's nephew, who we don't have no name for. I just think there's a lot going on, especially the part that Donnie Nelson didn't even know about. And now, because Donnie Nelson did, I guess, did something 52 million or signed the waiver, he got fired. And Mark Cuban said, according to this, that he didn't oblige, fall in line, as you say. Now you moving down here. It said June 13th, Cuban notified Nelson that he was fired. He was firing him. Media reports at the time and said Nelson was fired among internal functions, which we knew about, uh, based off the professor Gamma and all this. So some dude, homeless vagrant who's supposed to have some sort of sense throughout the whole organization, was that he was able to tell Rick Carlisle what lineup to run out of the court, which myself I didn't believe. Rick, I've been a Mavericks fan for all my life, 40 years, and based on Rick Carlisle, you don't tell Rick Carlisle what round lineup he runs out of the court. You just don't. Now he might take other lyrics into consideration, but any reputation related to Rick Carlisle, he's a stubborn coach for what lineups and plays is going to be done. So that one was a little hard, but was there any internal conflict about them? Of course, I think there were. But and then the lawsuit said alleged direct link between Nelson's complaint and report of late improper activities, and Cuban withdrew a 10-year, $66 million contract offer to Nelson in September 2020. So Nelson feel like, as a GM, he has to report this because he feel like this person is a threat because his nephew and everything else. So he feel like he's doing the right thing. If there's any truth to this guy named Jason, will be Mark Cuban right here, that he done any kind of sexual predator activities there, Mark Cuban and the Mavericks are in a lot of trouble. If there are any legs, now it's supposed to be WNB, but for Don Nelson to go this far, because he feel like the retaliation for Mark Cuban because he won't fall in that line, this is a lot. This is a lot. So we talk about two guys who worked together for almost little over 10 years. Over 10 years. Matter of fact, over 15 years. Don Nelson's been with Mark Cuban for over 15 years as GM. Excuse me, but until for it to end like this on a messy lawsuits and firing, it's a lot going on here. I'm just gonna say this here. Hopefully, this guy named Jason for Mark Cuban says there's no legs to stand on. But if there's any other people that comes out, yeah, Jason's gonna be in trouble one day. Mark Cuban gonna be in a lot of trouble himself because this is gonna be the second time. Like I said, he hired that woman named Cynthia Marshall, who's supposed to prevent stuff like this from happening or remove it. So we'll see what happens, but it's just a lot going on here. A lot is going to come out. This is so far what we know of. I hate it for the Mavericks organization to be dealing with this kind of issue. When you think everything is all right, this comes up. This is supposed to be the second chance for Mark Cuban and the Mavericks to get their act together, along with Jason Kidd, who's supposed to be his chance to get his act together. And this comes up out of nowhere today, that Don Nelson sued them for retaliating for a sexual misconduct that was reported by him. So we'll see. This is crazy. These two guys were there for over 15 years, and we never heard of Pete. When I say we never heard of Pete as a Mavericks fan, we didn't hear that one people about Mark Cuban and Don Nelson. They got along. Only thing we ever heard was they both opposed some of the ideas of who's the draft. But that's natural most of the time. When you can talk about an owner and GM. But outside of that, nothing of this magnitude until 2018 and now, that this seems to be an ongoing thing when it is one thing or another. So I guess the thing will probably be is the settlement that he reached with Don Nelson's nephew, if there's any legs to that. But I'm pretty sure whatever he signed, he can't say nothing to anybody. But Don Nelson said he's doing this to protect his family and things like that. This is too messy. I'm really surprised about this. But that's my reaction to the Don Nelson versus Mark Cuban license, bro. Tell me what y'all think. Do you think Don Nelson got some legs to stand on based off of this? Or is Mark Cuban might be in some trouble behind this? I'm out.